I'd now love to bring up director Lina Chamie, producer Vinny Pargino, executive producer Jefferson Padash, and of course, film subject and artist Kobra.
Tudo bem? Obrigado à presença de todos. Obrigado, satisfação.
So, what do we do now?
Well, now I get to ask you wonderful questions. I'd love to hear how you and Kobra connected and decided to make this film together.
Well, it was just by chance, pure luck, because I was a fan of Kobra's work, but I didn't know him personally. And then one day, a reporter from an important newspaper in São Paulo sent me an email asking me if I wanted to meet Kobra. I said, oh, of course, I want to meet Kobra. And then we had a meeting. You know, he hosted the meeting. And the meeting was about shooting the New York murals that he did in 2018. It was a big project that he did, actually, 18 murals, 18 murais. But that was going to happen like 2 months ahead, and I had no time to raise money and to shoot in New York. And I said, well, I guess I have no time to, I don't have means to shoot this. It's an incredible project, but how am I going to do it? And then I said, Kobra, don't you want to make a film? Can I make a film about your life? And he said, okay. And then I had more time to raise the money and make the film, which is, in my view, a very intimate film, really about his life. And through his life, I hope you get a grasp of his work. But it's a film about him, this person. And also, we did shoot the murals in New York because we had a crew here, a small crew. And actually, maybe there's somebody here because we invited, but I don't know if there's somebody from this crew. They shot him working, and I used some material. But the film, I had to raise money, and I shot the film with the interview and the murals, all the other material, a year later, in 2019. Then the pandemic, well, the film was ready, but we couldn't release it, and now we're here.
You make it sound like it was so easy to get Kobra on board, but I feel like on screen, he's like, I don't really like to talk about myself. So I would love to hear like how Kobra, you just got into that spirit, because you do share so much about your artistic journey and your life as well, getting to this point.
Quer me ajudar?
Yeah.
Sigo na sequência do filme sem saber falar inglês, tá? Então...
Okay, yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm the best translator, but he'll speak in Portuguese, and I'll try to translate.
Yeah. A pergunta da pergunta.
A pergunta. Okay, I have to translate the question also. I forgot that part. Okay. Ela está perguntando essa coisa de você ser tímido. E, no final das contas, a gente tem uma entrevista em que você está falando coisas muito íntimas. E que tem um momento no filme que você fala, é difícil falar sobre isso.
Bom, eu acho que, em se tratando do meu trabalho, eu sempre acabo fazendo coisas que normalmente eu não faço como na parte da comunicação, né? Como eu falei no filme, eu gosto de me expressar através da minha arte. E eu acho que é um desdobramento do que eu estou fazendo agora, com a criação do meu instituto, poder falar a minha história no filme. Eu acho que faz todo sentido, porque pode mostrar para os meninos e meninas das comunidades, da periferia, assim como eu vim, que é possível sonhar, acreditar no sonho, seguir em frente, lutar e batalhar, que assim como hoje eu estou aqui nos Estados Unidos, numa sala de cinema em Nova York, com mais de 20 murais aqui na cidade, é possível para qualquer um que acreditar em Deus e se esforçar.
Well, he says basically, yes, it is difficult for him to talk about himself or even to paint himself, which was the question I posed, but it's part of his work doing that also. It's complementary to his work. And there's something that it's very true, and he says it here. He does it because he believes in his story as a way of telling things are possible, a message of positive thinking and being able to overcome difficulties and getting where he got it. And then he says, now I'm here in New York, you know, in a movie theater with people watching my film. This is part of my story, and he shares it with the hopes of being an inspiring story. I would go back to the beginning. I think you're saying it's part of your work to also do this, besides painting. You know, this film was part of his will to tell his story as something for other people to be inspired by. It's more difficult to translate than to make the film. It's much easier.
With that, talking about...
Mas nós temos? Ah, okay, we have a translator, an interpreter, we do?
Te escalaram, Josué.
Wow! Melhor. He's gonna do a better job than...
Thank you all for your patience.
No, he'll get here.
Thank you so much.
Obrigada.
Well, talking about just the process of getting this film made, I mean, also the filming and the filmmaking process of it, Kobra's work is so large scale. How did you approach that? Because I feel like, it's beautiful to see it kind of like the process. And then towards the end, we actually see the actual magnitude of these pieces that are being made. And I would love to hear just kind of your filming process of like trying to get the team, you said, in New York, and how you actually were able to do that and conceive of that.
Well, there's two different things. The team in New York was registering everything he was doing, then the 18 murals that you did in 2018. But the murals we shot, which are various, for each mural I had a script, let's say. I had a story. So I had different shots planned with different equipment. Because when you say the murals are big, in fact, they're very large and sometimes very high up. So you have to use the equipment, to be able to shoot it. But I was shooting from the ground, and also, with the, how do you call the drones? Do you call it drone here? With drones, but also from the ground. So I would say each mural had really a script, a story. I wrote a story as if it was a scene from, and in fact it is a scene from the film. And so sometimes we shot a mural 3 times. One time with the drone, the other time with our camera, and one time with the bike, because the bike also it's kind of it's costura. Como se fala costura? Yeah, sawing. All the murals together. It's like a passeio. Passeio.
Oh, wow.
A tour. Okay, it's like a tour. Through the murals. So I'm thinking each mural and one related to the other, and there's different equipment for to shoot them, different strategy to shoot each mural.
And for Kobra, hearing the process, and we saw some of it, how long does it actually take from start to then finish, construct these murals?
Olha, a parte da pintura... bom, Josué até já sabe a resposta, mas tudo bem. O que mais importa para mim, na realidade, é a criação. Tá? Então, às vezes eu levo mais tempo para criar, para desenvolver, para pensar, do que para pintar. Porque a parte da pintura é um processo mais técnico e a parte da criação é uma parte mais de inspiração. Então, tem essa relação. Mas, geralmente, um muro pequeno eu levo, sei lá, uma semana. Um muro grande eu posso levar 3 meses.
So the most important part is the creation. Sometimes it takes longer than paint the mural itself. But for the small wall, it can take like a week. But for the largest one, up to 3 months.
What would be a small and a large one? O que você acha que é um pequeno e um grande, só para dar uma escala?
Bom, pequeno seria, sei lá, uma tela de 1 metro por 1 metro.
Small would be like a metro para pés agora. Yeah, 3 feet by 3 feet, yeah.
Um mural maior que eu já pintei tem 6.000 metros quadrados.
So the biggest mural he painted 6,000 meters, which is like whatever square feet.
And this
It's large, it's big.
And this one is the last one we show, and it's a Guinness Book record. It's the record on the Guinness Book, the biggest mural.
Wow. On that note, since we have a very interactive and wonderful audience, I'd love to see if any audience has questions. Oh, okay. We got a lot of questions. Okay, right there.
Eu não sei como começar, porque o filme foi tão comovedor. O seu tratamento de geometria e simetria de São Paulo é impressionante. Eu esqueci de respirar as 2 vezes. Cara, Kobra, eu tenho um agradecimento tão grande para você, porque faz 20 anos eu visito São Paulo, moro aqui em Nova York. Durante a pandemia, fiquei 7 meses em São Paulo sem voltar. E eu peguei a minha bicicleta e fui procurando os seus murais. Procurando entender um pouco o que estava acontecendo e não ter aquele barulho de Faria Lima, essas coisas. Quando eu voltei a Nova York, a cidade estava ainda fechada. E peguei a minha bicicleta para descobrir os seus murais. E foi uma coisa tão comovedora quando você fala, tem uma coisa, uma sinergia, São Paulo com Nova York, tem mesmo. É uma coisa impressionante. Mas essa costura que você fala de a bicicleta, para mim, seu filme foi uma costura impressionante que eu precisava. Tinha uma parte de São Paulo que ainda não tinha no meu coração. Eu acho que agora descobri esse elemento físico, geográfico, simétrico que é São Paulo. Obrigado.
But to me, the bike is... But
Okay.
just one thing, the bike for me, it's a tour that he does. It's Kobra with himself, as he was touring through his own life, through the murals. That was the thing, because the bike starts at his childhood house, and it goes through all the murals.
They're gonna be hard. So what he said, he went to São Paulo, right? And you stayed there for 7 months during the pandemic or before the pandemic, and you did the same, like tried with the bike, trying to see the murals, Kobra there, and when you came back to New York, you did the same thing here. Basically, was that, right? And he was really touched by the film,
Tudo
same
em
as me.
inglês.
Yeah. So basically, was that I remember.
Thank you. Straight up.
Os dois em inglês, ficou massa.
Fazer direito, né?
Acho que aí todo mundo ouve. Acho que melhorou agora. Cara, que história inspiradora a sua. Fiquei impressionada mesmo com tudo que você trouxe, a vulnerabilidade da sua história, por mais que você tenha medo, né, ou que não é algo confortável para você. Mas minha curiosidade é saber qual que é o mural que é o seu favorito e por quê, e se o Pedrinho vai ter o mural. Curiosa para saber.
She asked which mural is the Cobra's favorite, and Pedro is going to have one for himself, right?
Qual que é teu nome? Ô, Glócia, obrigado. Olha, eu estou num processo de aprendizado, né, de evolução, e essa é a minha busca. Então, a cada momento, eu tenho um objetivo diferente, e aquilo me completa naquele momento, de acordo com o conhecimento que eu adquiri até aquele ponto. Então, é difícil de falar qual é o mural principal, porque sempre o último mural que eu fiz carrega toda a informação que eu construí ao longo da minha trajetória. Mas especial para mim é estar aqui com vocês, estar aqui em Nova York, poder ter feito tantos murais aqui, tantos em São Paulo, isso para mim é especial. E sobre o Pedrinho, sim, eu fiz um mural sobre o Pedrinho, eu fui convidado para fazer um painel na Disney, fui o primeiro brasileiro a ser convidado a realizar um painel, inclusive estou vindo de lá agora. E nesse mural, num detalhe ali que eu coloquei crianças do mundo inteiro, está inserido o Pedro.
Que legal. Que legal.
Okay.
Muito legal.
He said that he's in a learning process, and each mural for him is really special. But the last one is always who carry the most sentimental, emotional stuff, you know, from him. And he just came last night from Disney. He was invited. He was the first Brazilian painting in the Disneyland in Orlando. And Pedro, he painted Pedro in one of the portraits, and it's kids from each part of the world. Yeah, that's basically was that.
We have time for one more question.
Oi, bom, eu vou começar. Temos umas crianças muito fãs aqui, de 6, 3 anos. Primeiramente, eu sou uma grande fã sua. Consequentemente, meu filho de 6 anos. Nós somos moradores de Nova York, então sempre pelos passeios de Nova York estamos com... que lindo!
Essa é a sua maior honra.
Temos essa honra de estar sempre vendo sua arte pela cidade. E meu filho é um super fã também do Hamilton, então ele gostaria um pouco, se você pudesse falar um pouco da sua experiência agora com a sua obra com Hamilton, se você pudesse falar um pouquinho da sua experiência. Eu acho que temos um de 6 anos querendo fazer uma pergunta.
Então, Kobra, eu gosto de toda a sua arte, você é muito legal e eu acho que eu quero ver você fazendo arte e isso.
All right.
E parabéns, Kobra.
So Julia, she brought her son and her kids, and they are fan of Kobra. And Kobra just did a paint about Hamilton, Lewis Hamilton in Brazil. So she asked about that, and the kids said that Kobra is really cool. You know? He wants to see Kobra painting.
Ai, que maravilha, que privilégio. Olha, esse último mural relacionado ao Hamilton, primeiro é porque nós temos algo em comum, um ponto que nos conecta, né? Primeiro, a origem, uma origem mais humilde, né? O Hamilton também. E segundo ponto, que é o principal, que é o Ayrton Senna, do qual eu sou completamente fã, né? Fascinado, principalmente pela história dele como ser humano e como o exemplo que ele nos deixou de superação e de fé. E a possibilidade que eu tive de conhecer a família do Senna, os pais, o Instituto Senna. E esse mural foi uma colaboração junto com o Instituto. Também tive aí a satisfação de conhecer o Hamilton, né, que, além de tudo, é uma pessoa muito simples, né, muito generosa. E nesse painel, que foi feito numa escola lá em São Paulo, na Vila Mariana, o Hamilton, não sei se vocês perceberam, mas ele segura ali o capacete do Ayrton Senna. Então, foi uma homenagem ao Ayrton Senna, além do Hamilton. Tá?
He said that both Hamilton and Kobra, they share a couple things. One of them is the origin. They both from poor family. And the second one is they both like really fan of Ayrton Senna, which is the racer, Brazilian pilot. And that mural is a tribute to Ayrton Senna, and Hamilton is holding Ayrton Senna helmet. So it was made in São Paulo, in the Vila Mariana, in a school, you said? A escola, né? Yes. It was a school. Instituto Senna. So Hamilton was there, and he was releasing the art.
Well, thank you all so much. Any final thoughts or?
Anyone with friends in Brazil, the film will be in theaters in the next Thursday, so you can tell everyone that it's premiered in theaters next 17th November, next Thursday. We like to thank Jean Thomas, our distribution company, and Zeca Rezende, our agent sales, that they're together with us here.
And once again, thanks to everybody who came. We are very, very honored and happy. This screening is very special for all the reasons you must have noticed. New York is so important for him. And for me too, because I'm an alumni from NYU, so coming back with a film, it's like a dream come true. So it's even difficult to express my gratitude. It's a very special screening, really, I guess for both of us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.